Hi, I am doing a video about the 10-day pouch reset. I had the gastric sleeve surgery done August either 12th or 13th of 2012. I can't remember the exact date. My highest weight was 396 pounds. And the way I remember that is because I knew I was 4 pounds from 400 pounds. And so that's when I decided to do something. I started taking phentermine, and I lost like 40 pounds with phentermine. But phentermine has a lot of side effects. So I started looking into gastric surgery operations, and I chose the sleeve. The main reason why I chose the sleeve is because my mother and sister both had the bypass, but they didn't have the RNY one. They had the old school one where they literally cut you all the way down your stomach and then they stapled you back together, and then it took you like almost 2 months to heal. They had that one. And while it worked really well for them, and I can say that they have both for the most part kept off majority of their weight, it gave them really bad diarrhea and it has a really foul smell. So I opted for the sleeve because it didn't mess with my gastric tract, my intestines at all. It just literally reshaped the size of the stomach. Long story short, I did a protein shake diet for a month because naturally, you know, when you start getting closer to the surgery date, you go on that last meal or that last supper diet where you're just eating everything and crap that you normally wouldn't even eat just because you feel like I'm never going to be able to eat it again. So I did that, and I had to get off, what was it, like 30 pounds? Because for the surgeon, because it was covered by insurance, I couldn't be over 350. And the day that I went to, well, I didn't go to the doctor because I'd already been, I was up to like, I think 380. I had gotten back up to like 380. So my goal was to get off 30 pounds because I had gained some of the weight back, obviously, after doing phentermine and not taking it anymore. So for the whole month of July, I did nothing but protein shakes. I did not realize that I could have been doing sugar-free popsicles and sugar-free jello and broth. I didn't find that out until like literally a week before my surgery because I had to go in and do a weigh-in. And I think by that point, I was maybe 5 pounds from hitting where I needed to at least be at for surgery. So the day of surgery, I was 347 pounds. Over the course of a year, I got down to 247 pounds. And that was the smallest that I got, which for me was fine. I'm 5'9", almost 5'10", and I'm not hippie. I don't have a big butt. I do have thighs and boobs, but with the way my body is shaped, I looked like I probably weighed about 180 pounds, even though I was weighing 247. I didn't hold that but maybe a couple of months. And then every month, it seemed like I would either gain 5 to 10 pounds. So I never held a steady weight. And then I was kind of holding it 264 for a while, and I was holding it like 280. And then I kept telling myself I'll never let myself get back to the 300s. And looked up, it was like I'm 310. And it was like, oh, well, that's not too bad. It's just 10 pounds over. And then looked up, I was at 330, and I was like, oh, shoot, wait a minute. Looked up, 350, looked up, 380. Now, granted, it is, what, 4 years and probably 2 months post-op, but I did a horrible job of keeping up with it. A lot changed in my life, though, too. I'm not going to go into all my personal stuff, but I will say this much. I was going to the gym every day and working out for an hour a day, and then I started going back to college. And literally, when I started going back to college, I figured out just how little time I had when I work full time and I'm a single mom. So the gym got cut out. And then about 2014, I started grocery shopping. I'm not going to say 100% like I used to, but partially like I used to. Because by the time I lost all the weight, the only thing I was eating for real was like ground turkey, or it was turkey products, chicken products, and maybe ground beef. And that was it. I don't eat seafood. I just don't like it. And I had cut out pork, which granted, I don't eat a lot of pork anyway, but I had cut out pork completely. And yeah, I started buying all that stuff again. I went from buying whole wheat pasta because my family was complaining about, oh, well, this doesn't taste right, and don't nobody want no healthy noodles or no healthy spaghetti. And so people were just complaining about my cooking because it was actually healthy cooking and not what they were used to. And just being busy with school and not having enough time to prepare separate meals for everybody, I just went back to cooking what everybody wanted to eat. And that is how we get back here. If you look at some of my previous YouTube videos, you will literally see, especially I think I did a cover of Tamar's Prettiest Girl in the World, you will literally see how tiny I was. And in that video, I think I was probably about 247. You will literally see how tiny I was. And so just life happened, and I unfortunately gained the weight back. So now I have been looking at this pouch reset for a while. It's called the 10-day pouch reset. I would love to have a revision surgery, but the way my finances are set up, I looked up on my surgeon's website for the gastric bypass. He charges 18 grand cash, and because weight loss surgery is a once in a lifetime surgery for insurance, even if you switch employers and insurance companies, I can't get it again through insurance, so that means I have to pay for it. And while I would love to have the bypass done because I know for sure that that will hold off weight, I don't have $18,000, and I'm not financing $18,000 because I know I can get it back off. It's just going to take hard work and dedication. Had they said 5 or 6, I probably would go ahead and cough that up. But for 18 grand, I'm not going to be able to do that. And I'm not going to Mexico to get no surgery. So that leaves me with this option. I'm going to do the 10-day pouch reset. I don't have the paper in front of me. At the time that I post this video, I will do my best to post the link. But basically, day 1 is clear liquids. Days 2 and 3 is like protein shakes, sugar-free pudding, sugar-free yogurt, stuff like that. I think that's days 2 and 3, and then days 3 and 4 I think are pretty much the same. I think you can kind of add in soft noodles or soft cereal or something like that by days 3 and 4. And then it just kind of, it keeps continuing. You can Google 10-day pouch reset. And it's basically just a way to reset your pouch to shrink it all the way back down. So my goal is to do the 10-day pouch reset and then just stick to pretty much meat and vegetables as my meals. My breakfast will probably just consist of a protein shake. I will probably do a mid-morning snack of probably some vegetables or of like Greek yogurt. Lunch will be meat and a vegetable, and just like literally 1 serving of meat, 1 serving of a vegetable, because the goal is not to eat a whole lot. The goal is to keep eating small portions to resize your stomach. So then I would do that for lunch. Snack, if I need something for a snack, then it'd be like a fresh vegetable, like maybe a carrot or some broccoli or some cauliflower, something like that. Or I love cucumbers too, something like that. Dinner, same thing, meat, vegetable, and stop eating by 6 p.m. That's going to be what I'm going to do because I did that before and it worked. So I am hoping like heck that by me posting this on here that I will have people to kind of help encourage a girl, and that hopefully people can see that you can lose the weight again after weight loss surgery without having to go in and have a revision done. So sorry if this video is a little lengthy. I didn't mean to make it over 10 minutes. I'm sorry. But I just kind of wanted to go into the history of it. And one thing that I will say that I know personally about myself, like I said, I'm not going to go into all of my personal business, but I will say this: I am a stress eater, meaning that when I am stressed out, when I'm going through stuff, I cook, I bake, I make all types of crazy recipes, and the stuff is good. I'm not gonna lie, it tastes good, but it's not good for me. And so I need an outlet to be able to vent for stress, because I don't do well with stress. I'm not somebody who's a drug addict. I drink a little bit, but not a lot. I drink more if I'm under stress, which also is not good. But I'm not somebody who typically every weekend is out drinking. If I'm drinking once a month, that's usually a lot. Um, I don't do drugs. I barely like popping in a leave. So for me, food has always been the comfort. Okay, I'm gonna go cook this, and then, ooh, that was good. Or now, one of my other habits though is gum. I have to have gum. I have to have Carmex. I'm a weirdo. I have to have extra polar ice on deck at all times. I literally cannot function. Uh, that is like my cigarette. And I've always said I can replace teeth, I can't replace lungs. So, heck, the cigarettes might have almost been better just because they suppress your appetite, but then they jack up your lungs, so you don't really need those. So, I'm sorry, y'all, but I am doing this pouch reset to get back to me. There are definitely a lot of physical changes that I am not happy with. My clothing size, for number one. When I got down to 247, I was wearing like an 18, which by most people's standards is still plus size, but for me, that was tiny. And like I said, I looked like I probably wore a 12 when I was wearing an 18, just because of the way my body is. I'm really long. Right now, I'm wearing a 26. At my biggest size, I was probably needing a 34, but I was wearing like a 30, 32, and it was skin tight, but I just refused to buy anything else. Sorry, phone moving. But I refused to buy anything else that was bigger. So, and I know I got to get this crap off of me, y'all. So, if you don't mind watching me on my journey and helping to hold me accountable on my journey, I would appreciate it. I am definitely going through some very major life changes that are very altering. I don't want to get misty eyed or cry, so I'm going to cut this short. Life can give you changes that you never expected, and that's okay. You just have to be okay with the changes. And sometimes the changes can be good, because sometimes stuff happens in life that can throw you off track and throw you off of your journey. So with that, do not get discouraged if you are somebody who has had weight loss surgery and gained it back, because guess what, baby? It happens to the best of us. You are not the only one it's happened to, and you do feel disappointed. You do feel upset with yourself. You do feel like you let yourself down. You do feel embarrassed sometimes to go around people because they saw you at such a smaller weight, and you see the looks that they give you now, and it's like, didn't she have surgery? Why is she so much bigger? You know, didn't her mom and sister have it? Why come she put all her stuff back on? So it can definitely be stressful. But when people don't know what else you're going through in your life that kind of led you back down the wrong path, they can be very judgmental. So I would just say, don't worry about them. Just get yourself back on the wagon. So I'm going to sign off with this. Encourage yourself. Look at yourself every day in the mirror And even if you gotta say I'm cute but I'm chunky, just go ahead and tell yourself I'm cute but I'm chunky. Just learn to love you no matter what size you are. No matter if you never get the weight off, or even if you get the weight off, don't let the weight be something that controls you. Make sure that you find something to make you happy. So, we are going to do this together. We are going to do this journey. I saw one lady's video. She calls herself Daisy or something like that. Black chick. I think she had gastric bypass. If you type in 10-day pouch test, you'll see her. She said she was going to do the 10-day pouch reset every 6 weeks. I actually kind of like that idea. So I'm thinking I'll do it, like I said, October 26th to be my day one, which is going to be crazy being at work with no food. But I'm going to do it. So that's going to be day one. And from then on, I think maybe once every couple of months. I'm not going to say every 6 weeks. That might be a bit much on me. But maybe once every 2 months. You know, so hey. Ooh, that would put me like right at Christmas. But hey, that'd be something to keep you from eating all that crazy food, you know. Just do it once every couple of months. Do a pouch reset. And just, you know, get it on off. So, again, sorry for being emotional. Sorry for the tears, but we can do this.